As healthcare moves away from traditional fee-for-service models, providers need a strategy to stay competitive. That's where Strategic Healthcare Partners comes in. We offer expert consulting and ongoing management oversight for providers looking to form an accountable care organization. From financial feasibility analysis to helping you choose the right ACO in a crowded market, SHP provides the clarity you need to make informed decisions and transition to value-based care. Learn more at shpllc.com. Hello everyone, this is Jason Crosby with SHP. We have Jeremy Miller with Boost by Design, our esteemed digital marketing guru for the last several years, where we've obviously trusted him with our services and trust him enough to have him on here to talk about some general marketing tidbits for your small business. Welcome, Jeremy. What advice would you give to folks as they sort of organize and channel their marketing efforts?
Thanks, Jason. So what I want to begin with is kind of a very high altitude view that a lot of companies don't necessarily consider at first, is making sure that you have control over all your digital channels, whether that be LinkedIn, the logins to your website, the logins to your hosting. We have run into plenty of times where we've onboarded a new client and it's taken several months because an employee that only had there was one employee that had access to LinkedIn and that was it. There was another employee that had LinkedIn access to YouTube and that was it. And now they don't work there anymore, and now the company no longer controls that channel. So making sure if you're in the middle of a marketing campaign with a digital marketer, or if you're considering one in the future, the very first step is to make sure that you control, that the company controls and owns the access to your social media channels, to your website, to your hosting, to anywhere that your company name might be showing up online. You want to make sure that there's either a catch-all email, whether it's a support email internally that you have, or that the principals of the company own that. That's going to save you a lot of headaches, and that's also going to expedite a lot of your marketing strategies if you are starting to kick off a new marketing campaign.
That's excellent information. And as you know, and for our audience, we've unfortunately had to experience that where Jeremy helped us out and with outgoing employees, but also we've experienced that with one of our hospital clients that had to do the same thing, and it can be quite the headache. So what, as folks go through that, it sounds like sort of a preparedness sort of plan in your digital marketing of backup folks, backup plans, and that sort of thing. Healthcare moves fast, but SHP moves faster. Our strategic consulting helps you stay ahead. Expert advice on growth, financial planning, and adapting to industry changes. Partner with SHP to secure your future. What are some other next steps you would advise folks as they try to come up with an all-encompassing, online marketing plan?
One of the things that is really going to help is data. So whether you've got Google Analytics installed on your website or a different analytics platform, you want to make sure that you have that data that's being collected, that you hopefully have historical data so you can compare year over to year. And if you don't have that, you need to get that integrated as soon as possible, because you can create new content, you can run ad campaigns, but if you are not seeing the data, the analytics come in, you can't create a ROI for yourself. So you have no idea what's working. So beyond making sure that you control all your digital channels, making sure you have that access to the analytics that is implemented properly, because you don't want to be spending marketing dollars if you're not if you're not driving any new business.
So how frequent, and obviously this, if you've got newsletters, you've got LinkedIn, as you mentioned, your website, Google Analytics, there's so many different channels to look at. For those that don't have the time necessarily, the expertise, how frequent would you look at that information? And then I guess go a step further, how do you leverage that as sort of next steps?
So yeah, that can be part of the confusion, is that every platform has their own source of analytics. So if you're running an email campaign, if you've got MailChimp, Constant Contact, whatever, they have their analytics. If you're running Meta campaigns or LinkedIn campaigns, they have their own metrics. So it really depends on how granular you want to get. For a C-suite 10,000 foot view, everything will funnel into a Google Analytics, so you can see from a quick 5-minute review of a report where the majority of the traffic is coming from. If you want to get more granular for any internal employees or marketing consultants, they'll be the ones that'll go on all those different platforms. But for being able to report to the overall health of your marketing campaigns, one solid analytics source or platform is really helpful. Google Analytics can be that. There are also third-party platforms that we use that collate all that data into one place where you can view all that.
Very, very helpful. And again, as a client of Jeremy's, I can certainly attest we may be a bunch of data geeks at SHP, but we certainly don't have a lot of time to review things. Jeremy does a great job every month of channeling that for us on a single view, a single report to kind of look at things going forward. Jeremy, appreciate your time. As someone who can definitely speak to your helpfulness with our digital marketing, we hope that those listening will as well. You can find Jeremy boostbydesign.com. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jason.
This has been an episode of Beyond the Stethoscope, Vital Conversations with SHP. Your hosts today have been me, Aaron Higgins.
And me, Jason Crosby. This is a production of Strategic Healthcare Partners. Our executive producers are Mike Scribner and John Crew.
Our editor is Nyla Weeb.
And our social media manager is Jeremy Miller with Boost by Design. Transcription by a robot and tweaked by me, a human, Jason Crosby.
You can visit our podcast archive on our website, shpllc.com/podcast. And there you can learn more about the services and products offered by SHP.
You can also find us on social media, including Facebook and LinkedIn, where you can send us questions and even leave comments about this episode.
Thank you for listening, and we look forward to visiting with you on our next episode.
You already know that understanding your data is key to improving patient outcomes and financial performance. But how? At Strategic Healthcare Partners, our analytics services help turn your EMR and other data sources into actionable insights. From identifying areas for improvement to guiding you through implementing changes, SHP supports you every step of the way. Our performance analytics service dives even deeper, providing custom reports that help you stay ahead in the transition to value-based care. Unlock your data's full potential with SHP. Learn more at shpllc.com.